Hello and welcome to the first Tomcast of 2016. I'm Tom, president and dictator for life of 515comics.com. Before I get talking about anything that I want to talk to you guys about today, I want to tell you that this, the first day of 2016, marks the day that I got all of my files submitted for Volume 3, and I got a proof ordered. So, yay, success! Thanks in part due to these very Tomcasts helping me set goals and meet them. What? Oh, yeah, that's right. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is my hair. I don't know if you noticed, but it's, hideous today. I'm kind of doing it in tribute to last year's Year in Review Tomcast, which I didn't notice until reviewing it just today that my beard was like all over the place. Like, I'm sorry that you guys had to see that, and that I'm showing it to you again. To kind of carry on that tradition of looking like a completely disheveled homeless person, hey, here we go, alright! I'm going to do a little year in review of my comic Nextuus for the entire year of 2015. I just want to talk about some of the goals that were reached in the comic, some of the scenes that I was very excited to get to in the comic, and just do like a quick review of some of the stats and some of the stuff that happened in the comic. So if you haven't read any of the stuff that came out in 2015, I'm going to talk about it. So if you're the type of person who doesn't like that, go read my comic, please. Please read my comic. That's what I'm... If you read my comic, you'll probably understand like the stuff that I talk about on this show. Alright, so first, the numbers. Last year, we did 136 pages of the story. That's not including fillers or cover pages or anything like that. This year, we did 141 pages. Huzzah! Up from last year. Woo! So that's less filler this year, which it didn't really feel like it to me. I kind of felt like I gave myself a few too many updates off with just filler and stuff, but apparently not as much as last year, although last year I did get married, and yeah, that was a sizable chunk of time. For chapters, we started the year out in chapter 22, and we finished chapter 22, went through all of chapters 23, 24, and 25, and we are currently near the end of chapter 26. So, easily 5 chapters again this year, which seems about par for the course. I mean, the chapters sort of vary in length, but yeah, I think last year we did about 5 chapters as well. Now I just want to talk about a couple of the key points and maybe show you a couple of the key scenes that I was very excited about that we reached this year in the comic. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but, you know, there's just some stuff I really liked. We started off this year seeing 115 get drunk. This whole scene was really a lot of fun to write and to draw, with 115, Stoltz, and Dugan all just drunk and being real friendly, and it was quite silly. That led into an even more amazing scene to write and draw, and that was the bar fight. Oh man, you guys, this bar fight went on for a long time. Not in comic time, but in real time, like, the pages coming out. I mean, we were having this bar fight for probably a couple of months, you guys. There's lots of action panels, lots of getting to draw 115, throwing people around. It was amazing. Enough said. While some of the team was fleeing from said bar fight, we got to see Ezekal again, one of the Wewakrai hunters who we have met earlier in the comic series and haven't really gotten to see much of. This was a really cool scene. We got to see him actually, like, be threatening and actually be threatening. We get to see psychics use their powers. Woo! So much fun. And then we see the Knicks actually catch up with John. And, yeah, bad stuff happens. He gets away, but, I mean, you know, not completely. That leaves the treasure hunters to make their way to, they can't quite get out of town because they've got an emergency on their hands. They can't quite go to a hospital because the cops are after them, and also the underworld mob cops, kind of, are after them. So they retreat back to Tim, who we haven't seen in the comic for a really long time. I really like the character Timothy, even though he does not really like most of the cast in the comic. But he's an interesting character, and he helps them out. While they are there, we learn a little bit of something about Stoltz that we didn't know before, and that is that he is a psychic null. He is unable to be affected by psychic powers, and so Katja don't like him at all. And then the last chapter before our current chapter was all about the Nyx team being reprimanded for not doing their job yet again. They let Smith escape yet again. As that chapter progresses, they are actually saved from being fired, essentially, by Dyro, who, unbeknownst to them, is a member of the Wewacry Council. He is taking over their investigation and orders them to collect Roy and meet up with him the following day to carry on with their investigation. And so that chapter ends with lovely fight with drunken Roy. So that was, again, a lot of fun. I've done a lot of action scenes this year. I hope to do more action scenes. They're a lot of fun. It's a challenge, but I've really enjoyed doing them, and I hope that you guys, like, just from some of my picks of some of my favorite panels, I hope that you guys could tell that I enjoy making them. I don't want this video to get too long. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up right now. Thanks, as always, for watching. Thank you very much for reading Nextuus. Look forward to more information about Volume 3 in the coming weeks. And hopefully I will get that proof soon and I can talk to you guys about it. It'll be really exciting. It's going to be a good year, you guys. 2016 is going to be awesome. So, anyhow, thanks. Catch you later.